Hey cupcakes, it's me and welcome back to my channel. As you can see, another different scenery because, as you can probably guess, that's the kitchen. We're not in my room. But let's chat because I feel like we need it. Again, I apologize for not posting in literally a year. A bunch of crazy stuff has been happening, and we're actually going to talk about one of those crazy things. That crazy thing happens to be COVID-19. I know that it's worldwide. I know that people die, and the ones that typically do pass away are in their older ages, or they have pre-existing health issues. But so far, and I literally just looked all of this up before I started this video to make sure I had the most accurate information, is that there are 596,852 cases worldwide, and that out of those cases, 27,354 people have passed away. I know it started in China, and then they had the most cases, and then it went to Italy, and Italy had the most cases, and then it came to the US, and now the United States has the most amount of cases with 104,142, and they have surpassed China. However, there is some good news. 133,355 people that have had COVID-19 have recovered so far. And yes, I am reading off a note, so if I keep looking down, it's not you guys. I took notes to make sure I gave you the most accurate information. Now, each place, China, Italy, US, each place has their own little tiny area where it's going to be worse. And for us here in the United States at the moment, our worst impacted area would be New York State, with a total of 46,262 cases, and out of those, 606 people have died so far. I know that COVID-19, coronavirus, whatever you call it, is scary. People are unsure of what's going on. They're unsure of how to prevent it from spreading, or if they're unsure about vaccines. And this is where the guidelines from the CDC and your local governments come into play. So one of the most important things is social distancing. You hear it on the news all the time. You hear it from people around you, big gatherings being split up. But social distancing is a must. Like for us here in the United States, it's at least 6 feet. I know in like Australia, it's like 3 meters, depending on wherever you are, depending on what time it is. Again, some of this might have changed by the time this video comes out. And I know a bunch of places are locking down their cities, so that way people have to stay home and can only go to like a doctor's office if they feel ill, or if they need a prescription, or to the grocery store because everybody needs food at some point. But it's like you have to be social distancing, and no more than groups of 10 people, 10 people here in Maryland. But you have to keep that space. Another way to stop the spread of COVID-19 is to wash your hands at least 20 seconds with warm water and soap. That is the only way to really get the germs off of your skin. Hand sanitizer does kill them, but you have to use warm water and soap. That is the best way, absolutely best way to get rid of the germs you've touched. Hand sanitizer, if you have it, that is great. I know there have been shortages of hand sanitizer, the N95 masks, the ventilators, respirators, all of that. Sometimes even gloves, meats. Get what you can, but don't stock up. Don't hoard it. Because first of all, if you stock up on the meat, if you don't freeze it proper, if it's like regular, a chunk of beef or chicken or turkey or whatever you like, if you don't freeze that properly, it can go bad quicker. Hand sanitizer, people stockpile that, and yeah, it stays good for a long time, but you're taking it away from people who desperately need it, like the hospitals and the doctors who need it to treat other patients. I know there's this one distillery here in Maryland, I forget the name, but they stopped producing whiskey to produce hand sanitizers that is being given to the hospitals. The N95 masks, those are being mass produced. The ventilators and respirators, Ford and GM in the United States now have begun mass producing those, working day and night over and over and over, just to try to get enough to stop this thing and help all the people that need it. I urge you again to listen to the CDC and your local government guidelines, because the elderly, people that are immunocompromised or their immune systems don't work well like a normal person's or like they should at all, and people with respiratory illnesses like asthma, COPD, chronic bronchitis, and I fit into that category because I have asthma, we are more at risk for getting COVID-19. So that, again, is where social distancing and washing your hands and listening to your governments comes into play. Because you can help stop it. You just have to choose to not go hang out with 50 of your close friends one day for like a couple weeks. And now, I am in school. I'm a senior in high school. And most of you guys who watch this are in my grade or in high schools, elementary schools, middle schools, wherever you are. And I've had people from my school come up and ask me, or like text me, because they obviously can't come in up and ask me. I'm in my house. They've messaged me and they're like, hey, when are we getting back? And I have to keep telling them, I don't know. And they keep looking at me and it's like, you're smart. You should know this. You led the band. You should know this. And I keep having to tell them, I know as much as you do. You know, I don't work in the government's office. I don't get told special information before you guys. I know as much as you do. But one thing that I do know is that Baltimore County Public Schools are offering meal pickups at 46 different schools and 9 rec centers that hold breakfast, lunch, and dinner for those who can't afford it. And who are, you just literally drive up and they will ask you how many meals you need. Only take, again, what you need, because there are plenty of kids and plenty of people that need these meals to get through the day, that are not as fortunate as a whole bunch of people out there. So make sure that if you do need one, go get one. But make sure you don't, like, if you're one person, don't say I need like 2 or 3, because that is just hoarding it for you. And just like with the N95 masks and the hand sanitizer and like toilet paper and all being cleared off the shelves, that is not okay, because it needs to actually go to somebody who desperately needs it. I do know that today, for all of us kids here in Maryland that go to public schools, that today, Friday, what is today? Friday, one second. That today, Friday, March 27th, was supposed to be our last day home, because today would have been our 2-week mark. As a bunch of you probably know, that the school superintendent for the state, she said that we are home for at least 4 more weeks, which will be April 24th. I know people that go to Loch Raven. I know our prom is on May 1st. I know our graduation is on May 29th. And with colleges being closed for the remainder of the spring semester, it is unsure of if they will be held at where we want them to, at Camden Yards for prom or at Towson for graduation. It's unclear when those things will happen. However, from me being me and watching the news all the time, like y'all know, one morning, the one superintendent and somebody else were talking to, I forget which channel it was, and they were saying how we know this is the year that seniors look forward to, because we have worked our butts off to get to this year, and they know that all this is coming so quick and the timing really blows. So they don't want to cancel our events, but they may just have to be postponed and pushed back. But that is only for us and our safety, and that goes for everybody worldwide. But kids here in Maryland think of it this way, especially seniors. We still get a prom. We still get our graduation. Kids in Virginia, their governor shut down their schools. So the seniors in Virginia aren't going to get any of that. And we are literally a state above them. And Virginia schools are closed for the rest of the year. And they have to do all their online schooling for the rest of the year. We still have a chance, a small chance, to go back and have the events that we want. So keep that in mind. But that doesn't just go for us, that goes for everybody. The time really blows. In fact, it really sucks. But we have to keep a positive mind, an open mind, and pray. But going back to seniors and prom, on Facebook, there's this dude, DJ Kopek, and last week he did a little dance party for families who were stuck at home. He did it with his wife and kids, and he's the DJ and he keeps playing the music. He started it at 7 p.m. so wait, all the little kids can be involved, because you know little kids have a bedtime. And he didn't ask for anything. He just did it out of the kindness of his heart. And people sent donations to him. And what he did with those donations was he went to his local fire department and he bought them all dinner, which was really sweet of him. He didn't ask for any money. He just did this for the kids and their families, because we're all stuck at home. And he decided to take the money that he was given and give it to the firefighters who are on the front lines trying to help end this, which is phenomenal. This man, he is going to be hosting a virtual prom on April 4th, starting at 7 p.m. for all seniors, because he knows how much seniors look forward to this. How they look forward to graduation and prom, and this is supposed to be the best year of their lives before they become adults. And he knows that a lot of us feel like it's being taken away. But that brings me to a point that I was talking with somebody about today. I was telling him about how we felt about this prom stuff and this graduation stuff and worrying about like online classes, like how are they gonna work, like the main classes where you write stuff like English, math, sciences, all those general classes. It'll be easier because you can pop up a screen and be like, hey, let's get to work, here's everybody, here's your work, and then you can ask questions. But your classes like PE, your classes like music, like art, how are you supposed to get those done? Like music and gym, those are performance-based classes. It's like in PE, you have to show up and you have to do work. In music, like band, orchestra, choir, guitar, whatever, you have to be there and play your instrument or sing. And it's like, if somebody's computer is lagging during this, and if there's just a whole live of the music classes, then it'll sound off if somebody's internet lags. So, again, not sure how all that'll work. But this one man, the one I was talking to, he gave me some pretty good advice. And I'm going to share with you guys. Even though all this is coming at a bad time, you have to remember that it's not just us, the seniors, that are affected. It's literally the entire world. And that even though prom isn't a guarantee at the moment, graduation is not a guarantee at the moment. They could be virtual, they could happen. They can be pushed back. If this thing clears up, then we might be on the right track to getting them where we have them. But it's not a guarantee. And he wanted to tell me that, and my sister, and I'm telling you guys this, that even though everything right now seems like it's stacked against us and that it all sucks, once you get past this little hiccup in the road, you're not gonna see the hiccup. Yeah, we're living through history right now. This has never been done before. This has never happened before. We are living through history. But this, in the grand scheme of what we can accomplish in our lifetimes, is just a little bump in the road. And once we get past high school, and I'm talking to my seniors at this point, once we get past this little hump that feels like such a big deal to all of us right now, and start focusing on what we want to do later on in college and jobs and families, and focusing in on those, we'll realize that this was all just a little bump in the road. All being said, all of us are living through history right now, whether we see it or not. It's kind of cool. That's about all I got. Follow the CDC guidelines, practice social distancing, wash your hands, don't hoard materials, and yeah, that's about it. I hope everybody stays safe, stays healthy, and tries to look on the positive side of all of this, even if it's get up one day and you just throw on a fancy outfit just because, even though you're going to be around your house, just like dancing to music everywhere because you're going to be in your house. Just make the most of every situation that we're given, and stay happy and healthy. Alright, thanks so much, guys. Bye!